Hello, this is Kris Nelson, 24th of April 2014. My site is evolveconsciousness.org. I will be reading the short post or article titled Rant on Gradualism as it ties into the next audio I will be doing regarding natural law foundational living. Gradual change won't work because people aren't doing the work and putting in the time, effort, and energy to figure things out and make real sense of what are the motivational factors for how we are where we are. They see a remedy to alleviate their burdens as a solution and jump on board. This gives them a false sense of accomplishment, a false victory, and now they are content with living in this new way because they won their battle. They can go back to their pleasure sense gratification. If people would put in the time to evolve consciousness, increase conscious awareness, understand more about reality and themselves, then they would be in a position where they have let go of their attachments to barriers in consciousness and self-knowledge, and would welcome doing the right change all the right way. People want to promote gradual change as the effective means, while those who are proponents of the all the way, real solution are categorized as extremists, fundamentalists, narcissists, hypocrites, etc. People haven't thought out how this works. You want to bring about forced change through creating more laws of men and living within that system while continuing to allow people to be ignorant and uneducated, being led by illusions to eventually recreate the same mistakes. Gradualism in a, quote, good direction will backfire because it is based upon mechanisms of perpetuating the use of negative foundations of the current bad direction that we have been previously graduated into. Gradually guiding people to change their behaviors without them doing the hard work on themselves to understand why it is needed is just more control through darkness of the uneducated. We need to educate ourselves out of the darkness in order to create real solid structures based on quality core foundational principles of truth. Some people who advocate gradualism want to believe it will work out. They want to believe that making zones ABC in life better will bring us to a place of learning about truth, caring about truth, shattering and casting away the lies, deceptions, and illusions, when in reality it will only bring more complacency and acceptance of how they, quote, won and how, quote, great things now are that the, quote, change has taken place. When you get this comfort, you forget about the other things. Because it's now, quote, good enough, you don't want to be bothered with going all the way. The comfort and convenience of life is more desirable than going all the way. Going all the way would mean I lose XYZ, and I don't want to give that up. You see, when you have people who don't want to learn and face reality and learn how to tackle the real root causal factors, instead of the effects and symptoms manifested, the only thing that will get them to change is to get things so bad that they understand the need to change. The only real change that works is when people do it from a place of true gnosis, real, deep understanding. That is when the conviction and willpower will last to create the change for good. If we make things a little better through gradualism, we get into the seesaw game, the pendulum of back and forth motion. We go from left to right, just like the political party voting. The change is done, people get comfortable again, things degrade through gradualism because the core foundational corrupted axioms are still in place, and then people want to revert the course with gradualism, going in the other direction again. Back and forth it goes. The reason we are stuck in the movements of the pendulum and not rising above it is because we are not dealing with the root causal core foundational axioms upon which we build our lives. Until we take the time, energy, effort, dedication, determination, and persistence to care for truth and learn how and why things are the way they are, we will keep repeating things, keep going around in a circle, keep engaging in revolution, rotating back onto the same things again and again. Going from less to more and back to less again is not the way. Would 6 days of abuse be better than 7? Yes, but it still isn't good enough. In the meantime, improving one aspect gives the illusion of victory and a self-justification to continue in the behavior that exists instead of stopping it. Reducing the amount isn't good enough. We need to bring the wrongdoings down to zero. Gradual changes will not work. Everyone needs to get onto the same core foundational page and build from there. Trying to build what we think is, quote, new from the same corrupted foundation or root system will not give us what it is we really want. It will not give us the truly new way of living based in true freedom and peace. It will only be a facsimile, a semblance, a proxy. Gradualism appears to work, but it only gives the temporary alleviation. The core, rotten, root, foundational lies and bullshit is still there, festering, waiting to emerge once again. These are aspects of being and living our lives that we have not resolved at their core depth in the mind and hearts, and they will creep back in. They are mind viruses, and though the gradualism wipes clean some parts of the surface, the cracks still have the virus that starts multiplying and taking over again. It will all come back because we aren't doing the hard work to deal with our attachments to false beliefs we use as a basis for aspects of our identity. We aren't going into our cracks and facing our shadow, negative, demons, darkness. It will continue to reemerge so long as we do not face and deal with it. We need to clean our own houses before any real change can hope to succeed. All changes before such an internal change will be time, energy, and effort spent on building a house of cards on faulty foundations that will eventually crumble and give away. Cleaning, healing, and transforming ourselves and helping others to do so is what is required. Then the changes we all truly want will happen by themselves, because we will all have changed our ways of being, and not more flawed human laws will be required. The gradualism has us thinking we changed, and we can go back to our daily lives, content with our recent victory. All of the external control and evil manifested will continue because we are not changing internally. All of the wrong is a reciprocal result of the actions and forces we set into motion by what we do, what we allow others to get away with, what we purchase, what we support, etc. It is all up to us to change and help others, for until this happens, the wrongs and corrupted ways of existence will continue to perpetuate because we are not dealing with our deep root causal, foundational axioms that produce them. The negative gradualism in the wrong directions works, as we can see, because of the hands guiding that creation to manifest. The controllers lead the blind masses in a direction they are ultimately unaware of the true goal or end. The gradualism people want to implement in the positive direction will be done in the same methods, with people controlling the herd because the herd doesn't want to learn why this is needed, and they will continue to allow laws to dictate their behaviors. No one wants to raise and graduate themselves, nor help others to do the same once they have achieved a certain level. The only gradualism that really works is when you have graduated yourself, having gone through the grades, levels, degrees, births, awakenings, etc., necessary to provide you with an accurate understanding of the root causal factors for why and how we have gotten to the point we are at. That is when we can effectively implement gradualism, and better yet, we can do the right thing all the way, right away, because we will be doing it from a place of understanding what is the real root causal target that needs changing, and we won't be trying to change the effects. There is a cancer that spreads in many aspects of our lives. Do we want to be content with taking it down in size, letting it grow, taking it down more, targeting multifaceted aspects of the problem, and never getting anywhere because there is always something new? Or do we want to be taking it on at its root and get it done right so that it doesn't come back? That's the end of the article. This had to do with, I wrote this as a response to a comment I read on Facebook and another conversation I had with someone else who favors implementing gradualism, and people don't seem to understand how gradualism will fail. You're trying to impose an external force of control and coercion to force people to do the right thing when they haven't understood and learnt why and how to do it on their own, of their own free will, of their own courage, of their own motivations. And that's why gradualism fails. Until you get everyone to do it of their own free will because they understand it is what is right, good, and true, then your gradualism is going to fail, and it's using the same corrupted, coercive, external controlling mechanisms that are founded in fear and evil to try to create good, and you cannot create good by using the mechanisms of fear and control and ignorance. It can't happen. To create good, you need to use all the modalities of expression from good. You can't create from fear and control. This is the basis of natural law, and people don't understand this basis. They don't understand many things about how to found their lives upon a solid, strong, quality, grounded, and integrated, consistent, and coherent foundational core. The root causes that will actually bring us true freedom and peace. Anyways, I'll probably rant more about this in the future and in the natural law foundational living audio that I'll do next, explaining the infographics. So thank you for tuning in. This is apparently podcast 7 or something like that, just for the record. I think it's 7. Maybe I'll start introducing that at the beginning of the next ones. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Peace.